Alright, so for today, for our marketing within myKW class, we're going to be working in eEdge. So go ahead and pull up the home page of myKW. I'll give you guys a second to get logged in. Alright, so to access eEdge and our marketing materials, we're going to be working in the My Marketing section. So to get in, we can click the plus sign next to My Marketing in the eEdge control panel and click Create Marketing Materials. Alright, this is going to bring us to the Marketing Center. This is kind of the hub for creating your marketing materials. This is where you can access the different things like email marketing, print marketing, and our campaigns. We will be coming back to this a bit later. We're first going to go into the My Account section where we can make sure that all of our contact information is correct. So to access this, we'll go ahead and go up to this top right corner where it says Account. I believe this was just updated in the last day or so, maybe even today. Excuse me. And then we can click My Account, or Account, and then from this little pop-up box, go ahead and click My Account. Alright, so this is going to bring us to the My Account page for eEdge. This is the contact information that will display on all of your marketing materials as well as your eEdge website. So if you ever need to change anything on your campaigns, your flyers, or your website, this is where you would need to go. So up here toward the top you can see it has like our name, email, phone number, stuff like that. So to edit this page we can go ahead and click this blue edit button at the top left. And this will allow us to make changes. So things very important on here are our name. You can add in a title if you'd like. Phone numbers are over here on the right. We have cell phone number and office number. You can choose to have one of these, both of these, none of these. There isn't a way to switch the order of these or switch these little icons. If you have a team, you can check this box and it'll change everything to team wording, like we, us, rather than me, I. Down here on the left we have our external email. This is very important. This needs to be an email outside of your eEdge email. This normally is the email that you would use for your business. So this could be some sort of external email that you have. This could be your kw.com email. It's whatever email you are using for your business. So make sure that this isn't your KW Realty email, it's something different. Right, down below that we have our marketing and reply to email. It's really important that this email matches this. So once you type this in, if you're first setting this up, it may display this KW Realty email, but if you click on that, it'll automatically display whatever email is in this external email box above. So make sure that this always matches. This is really important because if somebody ever contacts you on your website or replies to any of your eEdge messages, those will come to whatever email this is. So your external email and your marketing reply to email, you want to make sure that these are the same so you get those messages or whenever you're being contacted. Over here on the right, also very important, is our marketing website. On your marketing materials, on any email pieces or campaigns, there is a link that says, I think, go to my website, or it actually displays this website address on those materials. So you want to make sure that you have your marketing website displayed here. A lot of times this will be your Playster site. If we did your setup for you, your Playster web address will be displayed here. But if you have your own website outside of KW that you want on these materials, that's what you would put in this box. Scrolling down, marketing address, please make sure that this is your office address and not your home address. And your mobile app. If we set you up, once again, we will have put this in there for you. On those marketing pieces that you email out, it will say click here to download my app, so you really want to make sure that you have your mobile app code in this box. But once this all looks good, I think it does, we can go ahead and click Save. And now that will automatically be updated. So if you were having problems on anything that you were creating, say a listing presentation, it had the wrong email or something, as soon as you update this and hit save, it will automatically update on those pieces and on your website for you. So down here in this section we have our social media options. If you would like to add little clickable social media icons to your website or your marketing materials, you have the option to add in those profiles here. As you can see, we have a Facebook and a Twitter account here. If you have other accounts, you can hit the Add Social Media button. And this box will pop up. The first option says URL type. You can select what type of social media you would like to add. Maybe you have a YouTube page or lots of reviews on Yelp. You can add that in. And then it'll just ask for the web address of your profile. So you can just paste that in here, hit save, and then that will update automatically. If you need to make changes to these, over here on the actions column, you can click the little pencil to edit or click the little X to delete. And lastly, on this My Account page, down at the bottom we have our images. 3 different images. The first one is the website image. This is the profile picture used on your website. A lot of times these will be the same as you can see here, but sometimes people like using a different image on their website and on their marketing materials. It's up to you. Over here is the marketing image. This is the profile picture used on marketing collateral. So this is the photo that will show up in your campaigns and on your marketing pieces and flyers, postcards, what have you that you create within eEdge. And over here to the right, marketing logo. This is the logo used on marketing collateral. So this won't show up on your website. This is only for marketing materials. You don't need to put in just a regular KW logo here. On those marketing materials, it will automatically put a KW there for you. So unless you have your own logo, say for yourself or for your team, you would put that here. If your office has a special KW logo that they've had created, you would want to put that here, but if you don't have any of that, don't worry. You wouldn't have to put just a regular KW logo here. Don't put your image here, your headshot, because then if you do, you'll have 2 headshots on your marketing materials and you'll have to delete one. So unless you have something special, don't worry about this. Or a lot of times people will put in a QR code and that will display as well. And hopefully you guys can't hear my big old dogs barking. I do apologize. I'm at my mom's house for Christmas right now. Alright, so once this looks good to go, now we can work on our marketing materials. So to get back to marketing, this menu just updated, I think, today, so hopefully this is working properly. We'll go back up to the top, and let's click on this little marketing button. Perfect. And we're going to go to campaigns because this is usually the first thing that you do when you join KW is you want to set up a campaign. I know the offices that you're in probably really push for you to create a 33 touch campaign. So let's start with that. So we clicked on marketing and now we're going to click manage campaigns. This is going to bring us to the My Campaigns page where you can see all of the campaigns that you currently have. The ones toward the top will be your active campaigns. You'll always see a monthly newsletter here. This one is always active. There isn't a way to delete this, but as you can see over here, we have 1 contact on here. But if you don't have anybody, if it shows 0 in contacts and groups, and it still says active, you don't have to worry about this. This isn't sending out to anybody. But this is just a monthly newsletter. We'll go into that. And then down below we have a 33 touch campaign. This is active right here. We can see that we have one group on that. We'll see that a little bit more when we create a new campaign. And then below that we have all of our campaigns that are paused, lots of those. If you wanted to turn a campaign on or off, you can just click this little button. It'll automatically pause that or activate that. Oops, I think it will refresh the page. Oh, once you want to activate it again, it makes you check this box. But I'm just going to do this quickly because we'll go through all that. Up here you can sort them in a different way. So if you're like us and you have a ton of campaigns on here, now we're showing any status, but maybe you will only want to see your active campaigns, your paused campaigns, or ones that have been completed. It looks like we haven't completed any. You can sort through those, make it a little bit easier to look through. You can also search any campaigns, say you have any date interval campaigns, date campaigns or interval or birthday anniversary campaigns that you want to check out. I'll just leave this on everything, any status and any schedule. You can also click these if you want to see multi-channel. That means email and print. If you want to see only email, only print, and then ones with action plans, you can do that. But let's just go ahead and create a new campaign really quick. So to do that, we can click this blue button over at the top right that says Add New Campaign. This is going to bring us to the Create New Campaign page. It's basically just a giant list of all the different campaigns you have available to you. There's 62 different campaigns, so lots and lots of different options on here for you. I'll just go through them really quick. The first campaign you're going to want to set up is a 33 touch campaign. There's a few different ones in here. This is the one that we set up the most. I think this is the newest campaign, 33 touch, your local expert. These campaigns are great for your SOI or sphere of influence, so people that you know. People like friends, family, coworkers, stuff like that. Those are the kind of people you will want on this campaign. This campaign goes out twice a month for the whole year, and they run April to April. So when you add somebody onto this campaign, they will just jump in from wherever the campaign is running now. It won't take them back to the beginning. So if you throw somebody on there now, they're probably going to receive some sort of holiday piece for the month of December. And if you, we'll keep going through the rest of the campaign. So that's a 33 touch. We'll get into that one a little bit more. Next one we have is a 12 direct. And as you can see, we do have campaigns for individual and team. So if you are setting these up, please make sure that you're selecting the right one. The 12 direct is a once a month campaign that goes out for the whole year. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm going to let my yappy dog in the house. Alright, so 12 direct campaign, once a month for the whole year. This is really great for past clients, people that you have worked with in the past, and you really just want to keep some name and face recognition with them, but you don't necessarily want to inundate them with a lot of emails. Something like a 12 direct would be really great. So we do have kind of a mix on these. This one I think is mostly like an informational piece. Yeah, so little things like this, tips to keep your home allergy free, stuff like that. This is an example of this 33 touch, a happy and healthy home. I believe there is also, I'm sorry, a 12 direct. There's a 12 direct with seasonal tips, so something like related to whatever month it's in. And then of course we had that monthly newsletter that we saw in the beginning. That would just go out once a month. And then the last campaign, or actually there's a couple more on here. The other big campaign that you can set up is an 8x8. So these are really great for buyers and sellers. You don't want to set up your SOI or your past clients on this. These campaigns go out once a week for 8 weeks. So you really only want to send this to people that you're really pursuing pretty actively at that time. So once a week for 8 weeks, we have them for buyers and for sellers. And then a couple other campaigns on here. Keep on going down. We also have, these are pretty cool. There's a birthday greetings campaign. If you have any of your clients' birthdays, definitely input that information into eEdge because you can set up a birthday campaign so that they will receive a nice happy birthday message from you every year. Something that really simple that just looks like this, and of course your information will be plugged in at the bottom, and we'll take a look at that more in a second. So birthday campaign, there's also let's see, an anniversary campaign, same sort of thing. If you know when somebody purchased their home, this is great for your past clients. You can add that information in, and then they will receive these awesome happy anniversary campaign pieces. Congratulations on the anniversary of your home purchase. And lastly, mobile app campaign. This one's pretty cool. So you can really push people to download your mobile app. You can check that out here. I believe this is, I think they get 3 emails from you. Oh, no, looks like they added more. This used to only be 3 emails. Looks like 5 email steps. And it's just little things like, hey, my mobile app is really cool. You should download it. And of course, here's that download my mobile app now button. That's why it's really important to have your mobile app code in that My Account page. But those are just some examples of the different campaigns that you have available to you. I'm going to scroll back up really quick all the way to the top, and let's just take a look at this 33 touch. Home ownership matters. I think this is, yeah, any one of these would be good. Let's go with this one, 33 touch, ready for what's next. As you can see, it's great for your METs in your database, so people that you actually know. These campaigns, if you click on this down below, it says show campaign step details. If you expand this, you can actually see what whoever's on this will be receiving. So for the 33 touch, it's normally a mix of something like fun or informative and then a monthly newsletter. So for the newsletters, it's just kind of generic information for that month. As you can see, it says April 2017 market update. This is nationwide, so it may or may not be super relevant to the area that you're in. But some people say that that's not exactly the most important thing. You really just want people to see like your name and face and not let them forget you, essentially. But you also have the option to go in here and make any changes. So if this is just like, if these rates and stuff are really not relevant to your area at all, you can go in here and of course swap that out. But then, like I said, we also have, like this is something kind of informative, understanding your local economy. So pieces like that are examples of the 33 touch. So let's say we wanted to go ahead and create this. We can click this button on the right in the same little box as the campaign that we want to set up that says choose this template. Perfect. This does take you into step 2, so I'm just going to scroll all the way up and minimize that so we can see. So setting up the campaign is pretty simple. There's only 4 steps that you have to go through. Step 1 is really just changing the title of the campaign. You can do this if you want to. You don't have to. But let's say we want to set up this one and we only want our SOI on there. Maybe we have multiple 33 touches running at once. So I'll just kind of designate this one with just changing the title of that a little bit. So I'll rename that and hit save and continue. All right, step 2, this is very important, review and configure steps. So if we click on that and expand this, so for this campaign, there's only 6 email steps left. That's because we are hitting the end of the year. And like I said, these run April to April. So it'll show you the first one that's going to go out. So if we were to add people onto this campaign today, they would not receive an email until January 1st. So it looks like this first email is called New Year, New Home, question mark. And then if you go over to the right, you can actually see what that piece looks like. Are you thinking of buying, selling, or investing in the real estate market this year? That's kind of cool little New Year piece. So yeah, you can see that. If you want to change the dates on these, you can. Over here where it says schedule, you can click on this little blue calendar guy, and then you have the ability to change the date. So it'll show you the date we're on today. And if we go over, this one said it was going out on the 3rd. We can change that if we want. Maybe we want that on January 2nd. You can also change the email subject here if you wanted to. And then of course, say you want to update something in here, you can. And then of course this will be updated, but let's just go ahead and make a quick change to this. Oops. So we're back up, we're on this first piece, new year, new home. I changed that to an exclamation point. And let's go ahead and personalize it. So we can click on this blue personalize button. Perfect. So on these email pieces, we do have the ability to do things like adding in more text. You can take out things. Let's just go ahead and delete this whole little spiel. On these, there isn't like a whole lot that you can do. Like, you don't really have the ability to move stuff around too much because these are HTML pieces, so they are coded to look and work a certain way, so we can't really just like drag and drop on these. But you do have the option, say you wanted to change out this photo, you can click on that. You can hit upload image to choose an image from your computer. There's also stock images in here. My images if you wanted to see anything that you've uploaded in here. I usually just pick something crazy. Perfect! There we go. I don't know why there's like a horse on here. That's kind of weird. Alright, so things like that. You can switch this around. There's that download my app button that'll automatically plug in that code for you. And then down below we have our contact info. This is what generated over from that My Account page. And like I said, we didn't have a logo there, but it plugged in a regular KW one for us. Down below, and once again, click here to download my mobile app. It has this is that marketing and reply to email, so people can click on this and email you directly over here. And then of course our marketing website, if they click on that, they'll be taken to your website right away. Alright, so once this looks good to go, we can go ahead and click Save. Make sure you're always clicking this Save button. Click that as much as possible because sometimes the system will freeze and you'll lose your work, which is a big bummer. So make sure you're always hitting the Save button. And once that has been saved, we can go ahead and hit Exit. So now, when we actually click on this little thumbnail, you can see that it's been updated. It's now showing our contact information and it's showing the changes that we made up here at the top. So that looks good. But for these, you honestly don't even have to do that. The great thing about these campaigns is you can set it and forget it. You can just hit go on this. If you're like, man, whatever, I don't really care what these look like, just send them out. You can hit go, and then this will just send for the rest of the year. So that was our first piece, and then different things on here, like here's our newsletter. This is that first newsletter that's going to go out in February. Before that, we do have a step that says activity. This is just a reminder for you that you can make those changes to that newsletter. You can't make changes until about like 10 days before, it looks like. So this is going to go out on the 15th. So on the 5th, they will have that accurate information for February. And that'll be generated in here. So then you can go in, as you can see, it says this library design may not be personalized. That's because they don't have data for February yet. So we have to wait until the 5th. You'll get a reminder saying, hey, you can now make changes to your newsletter. And then this personalized button will be available and you can go in and update this. So yeah, you can go through, look at the rest of the pieces that are going to go out for the rest of the year, but if you make any changes that you would like, but if you think everything is good to go, you can click Save and Continue and keep on working. So if we scroll back up, we just did step 2, review and configure steps. We're now going to go into step 3, add or remove contacts. So if we click on that, we can expand this. And it's going to bring us into our Groups tab first. This is a newer feature that they added, which is really awesome and makes things just a little bit easier for you guys. We now have the ability to add in groups to the campaigns. What that means is, so let's say we add this 12 direct group. It has 2 people in it. If you click add, you'll see that it went from the left. These were all of our available groups. Now it's over on the right. This is the list of all the groups that are currently on this campaign. So we now have one group. What this means is in the future, if you add anybody to this group in your database, they will automatically be put on this campaign, which is super cool. In the past, even if you put somebody on a campaign, you had to go in and if you added somebody to a group, you would then have to go in and manually add them to the campaign as well. So that was just kind of an annoying extra step, but now we don't even have to worry about that. So now this 12 direct group is on here. Maybe you don't want to add groups, you just want to add contacts. You can click on this Contacts tab at the top. You can search for people by name, by status. Maybe you only want to put people that are leads on here. And then right now it's only showing eligible contacts. So over here on the left, these are all the people that we can add to this campaign. And over here on the right, these are the people in the group that are currently on the campaign. So sometimes people will call us and be like, hey, I'm setting up a campaign. I know I have 300 contacts in my database, but it's only showing 250 on this page. That just means that maybe 50 of those contacts didn't have email addresses, or maybe some of them unsubscribed from your email, so they would not be shown as eligible in this column. But if you uncheck this, let's see if anybody else shows up. No. Well, in our database, we don't have a lot of people, but probably for you guys, if you uncheck this box, it'll then show contacts that only have maybe an address or a phone number, or people who unsubscribed. So I would say just keep this checked. You don't need to worry about those people, and then you can just add these contacts over. So on the contacts page, you can remove them, but if they're in a group, you would have to remove the whole group. So you can play around with that, decide who you want on your campaigns, but once this is good to go, we can click Save Changes. All right, that was step 3. We can now go to step 4, Review and Activate. If we click on that, I have been getting this pop-up. I always just hit continue. It's saying that I've made changes that haven't been saved, but I don't think that's true because I did hit save on everything. So this might just be a weird glitch that they've had, so I always just hit continue. Don't really worry about that. All right, now we're in step 4, Review and Activate. We have the option to add these people onto campaigns once this current campaign is completed. I'd say this is really only good for people on those shorter campaigns because once this 33 touch is over, we will have to start them over on a new one for the new year, and you don't have that option in here. So say for example, you have a client list of people that you met at open houses. You would want to put them on an 8x8, maybe an 8x8 for buyers, and then that's only 8 weeks. So once that's finished, say this was an 8x8 campaign, you could then choose to maybe add them to your monthly newsletter. Or what other campaigns you have running. The thing with this, this is just a list. This isn't going to really tell you like which campaigns are active and which are paused. So if you're going to use this feature, you really do need to know which specific campaign you're looking for and know that it's actually active. But for now, we'll just say none selected. We don't need, this is a 33 touch. They'll be done in April, and then we'll probably just want to put them on a new 33 touch for the new year, so we'll just leave that as none. Right, then we have the ability to check these boxes over here. This first one is just saying you have reviewed the campaign and its recipients, basically saying that you're not spamming anybody. And then down below, if you want to include showcase properties, that'll include a couple featured listings at the bottom of your campaigns. You can do that. I'll just say no on that. And then once this is good to go, you can hit activate. Over here you do have the option to delete. Say you wanted to delete some of those other campaigns we had. But let's just go ahead and hit activate. Perfect, so now we have 2 active campaigns. And those are being displayed at the top. And then of course, if you want to make changes to any of these, just click on the title. It'll take you back into those 4 steps and you can go through that same process again. I'm just going to turn these off because I don't think my coworkers really want to receive these emails. But it's pretty cool, this page. Like I said, you can see who's on it, how many steps are remaining, email steps, mail steps, or actions. You can see which campaign they're going on next. You can also change that information here. And then if you wanted to check out the performance of that, you can click on that over on the right. It'll show you, you can't really see the specifics on here. You would have to go into your sent folder and here in messages to really see more details, but you can see like over here it'll show you how many were opened, clicked, bounced, unsubscribed, how many contacts are on it, stuff like that. So I'm just going to go back. That was this little performance button over here on the far right. Alright, so let's just go in and create some marketing materials. This was our campaigns, but now we'll go into that marketing center again. So we'll go up to the top and click marketing. And let's go to the marketing center. Alright, so once again, this is kind of like our hub for creating marketing materials. We can access our email marketing here, our print marketing, and our campaigns. Over here on the left, we can see things like the marketing pieces, our design library, and then any guides and frequently asked questions. First, I'm going to go into, let's see, where is it? Images. Okay, so this is important. If you have any images that you want to use in your marketing materials, or maybe you want to delete some out of here, you can upload them directly to the marketing pieces, but you can also import them into this little images section here. So I'll just show you this really quick. Alright, this is kind of just like a storage space for any of those pictures that you have uploaded into eEdge. So you don't really use this a whole lot. We do have a video on maybe it's called using print pieces. If you want to send out a print marketing piece through eEdge, we do have a little video that goes over that. So if you need that, just email us or check out our YouTube page. But this is where you can view all of the images that are currently stored in eEdge. These are the things that you've uploaded, things like headshots and different flyers, stuff like that. You have the option to delete them here. We're only 8% full, but sometimes those office accounts, this gets really full and it's saying you can't upload any more images on there into your marketing pieces, so this is where you would go to delete them. But I'm just going to go back to the marketing center. Let's just go into, let's do email marketing. Okay, well, here we go. Click this Browse Email Greetings button. Alright, so this is showing us different email greetings that we have available to us. I'm going to just switch this up a little bit. So over here on the right, we're going to use this search options box. We have design library selected. This is just showing all the different pieces that are available to us. Down below, we have selected only email and video, but you know, I'm just going to check everything right now. So you can see that we have a lot of stuff. Alright, so it says type, we have selected email and video, postcard, flyer, greeting card, and guide. And then we have different collections that you can look through as well. See things like market my business, buyer, seller, sphere, stuff like that, but let's just go to all collections. Alright, so 634 different designs on here. So you guys have a lot of options of different things that you can create. So if you say, for example, you were setting up a 33 touch or any sort of campaign and you saw one piece that you really liked, but you didn't necessarily want to put everybody on that campaign, you can find that in here and just send it out as a one-time piece. So this search options box on the left is going to be your best friend. You can really use this to sort through. Things that I like to do, I like to just go into the whole design library, because if you go into this collection, it may not show you everything. You might miss some stuff. So say, for example, you wanted to send out something for buyers. Perfect. So over here on the left, I typed in buyer and hit enter. You can also hit search, and it's showing me 128 different results. But maybe you say, hey, actually I want to search for sellers instead. So as you can see, I typed in sellers, but it's also searching buyers. So buyers and sellers is selected. So if we want to fix this and only search for sellers, we can click on this little red box underneath keywords. And actually I think it likes seller better than sellers. Perfect. So now we have 98 different seller pieces. So just make sure when you're searching in here, if you want to switch your search, you click this little red box to X out what you may have searched before. Alright, so same thing as before. Let's just pick a piece. We'll go to this first one. 120,000 brokers have your back. That's a lot of brokers. So if we want to create this one, we can click on that piece. Looks like this was in an 8x4 campaign. So yeah, this one looks good. You have the option to personalize this or just compose the email. Say you don't even want to change anything on this at all, you just want to send it out. You do have that option. But let's say we want to just go ahead and personalize this now. We can click on this blue personalize button. This is going to take us into the marketing piece. And same thing as before, we can make any changes that we want to this. We can change the fonts, change the colors, change the text, change the images, what have you. So, oopsie. Perfect. Oops. This is acting a little funny. There we go. Okay. So, like I said, we can change out the fonts and stuff on here. You can highlight whatever text. Say you want to change this, change the sizes, change the color. Let's just make this really obnoxious. Oops. Oh. I said obnoxious, so we're just going to go with that. Same thing as the campaign. So go in here, make any changes that you'd like, hit save. Oops, I hit cancel on accident. Ooh. All right, that looks good to go. So once this is ready, we can go ahead and click on the exit button. This looks good. One little trick, you do have the option here to publish to the web and share. So I haven't personally used this, so I think if you click on one of these, it'll pull up your Facebook for you, but you do have the option also over here, this little preview of this, if you right click it, you can save this to your computer. So say you create one of these pieces and you just want to like print it out. So since this is an email piece, it doesn't have a button here that says print. The print pieces do, but these email ones don't. But say you found an email piece that you really like and you want to hand it out or do something with it, you can click on this, right click, do save image as, and this will actually save the JPEG on your computer. So now you can send this out through a different email address. You can print this. You can create flyers with it. Do whatever you want. So, oops, reconnected. Hopefully, sorry guys, I think I may have lost you for a second. It said reconnected, so maybe my internet went out for a second. Anyway, here's that email piece that we saved over here. It's just a JPEG, so you can save that and print it out, email it, post it on Facebook, post it on Instagram, do whatever you want with it. But if you want to send this out through eEdge, you also have the option to just click this compose email button here. Just make sure you guys are still there. Okay, cool. All right, so this is going to create an eEdge email for us. As you can see, if we scroll down, it does put this flyer into the body of the email. You'll see that it is kind of like faded out, kind of hazy looking. That's just because this is HTML optimized, so this is being pulled from where we just created it, so you can't make any changes in the body of this. You would have to actually go back and hit that edit button. So if you see something that's not right, just hit that back button and you can make those changes, or hit cancel here. But when this sends out, it will be that full resolution and fully bright. So up here, we can't schedule this out unless you have a pro account, so it will send today. We can add contacts here. You can type them in if you'd like. Or if you have a whole database or groups that you want to send it to, you can click on this to button. And you can choose these contacts. So you can sort, of course, search by name, search by status, search by group. Once again, it'll show you all of your eligible contacts on the left, so you can move them on to the right one by one. Or if you just want to add everybody, hit add all eligible contacts. And if this list is good to go, you can hit save and continue. So now you can see our contacts have been added in. You can change your subject line here. And then if you scroll down, we have the option to include showcase properties. I think if that'll show us now. Okay, perfect. So you can't see this here, but it'll select some listings for you. Include social media links. As you can see, it says connect with me. Those were those Facebook and Twitter accounts that were added in. And then if you need to attach anything, you have that option here. But once this is good to go, you can scroll back up and then hit send now. This can take a little bit of time to send out. Sometimes it takes up to 15 minutes, I believe. So if you hit send and maybe you're in your database and you haven't gotten it yet, just wait it out for a little bit. It will eventually send. Perfect. So I don't actually want to send this to my coworkers, so I'm going to hit cancel. All right, we're going to go back to search. I'll show you guys how to make a flyer really quick. So now that we hit back to search, it did take us to our save designs. So you can see that we've created 53 different pieces. It is nice that if you create anything in here or customize anything, it will save them all in a folder for you. So I'll just go through, excuse me, and make a property flyer really quick. We do have some saved designs in here. But of course, if you want to just search, you can go back to design library over here on the left and then search flyer, and that'll pull up flyers for you. But let's just edit one that we already have made. So I'll click on this one. This took us in. When we create a new flyer, and if as long as your IDX is fully hooked up on here, you will have the option to pull in listings from MLS directly, which is really cool because then you won't have to worry about plugging in the info or the photos. It'll pull everything over for you. So if you don't have this option here, definitely give us a call or shoot us an email so we can make sure that your IDX gets set up properly. And so if we want to keep making changes, we can hit edit here. Or if this looks good to go, of course, you can hit download PDF, but let's just make some changes really quick. We'll hit edit. So editing these print pieces actually is a little bit different than the email campaigns. You have some more wiggle room on here. So for here, you can actually drag and drop things. You can move images around a bit easier, make this look different. It's much easier to just click and delete. Say if you wanted to switch out this photo, you can hit this little picture button, that's for replace, or you can crop it. You can make things bigger or smaller. I'm just going to make this not look good. Of course, change the text. We have a lot more font options in here, which is really great. If you need to add any shapes, excuse me, you can. Change out the colors. You can put in custom colors if you want. If you know, like the Pantone number, I think it is, you can put it in here. One little trick that I've learned, sometimes like you can't really change the background on these things, but maybe you wanted a white background. What I'll do is I'll just make a big white square and then push that below everything. So over here we have forward and backward buttons. So this is basically just going to push this white square behind everything and move everything else forward. So now this flyer that had a gray background, it now has a white background. So that's just a little quick way to make changes on here. Of course, you want to hit save as often as possible so you don't lose your work. And this has been saved. Hit OK. And this looks good to go to me, so we can now hit exit. Hopefully this didn't mess up. So sometimes on here, when you put in, like you rearrange the images, it might mess up. So as you can see, it took away Scott Leroy Marketing Presents. I'm just going to go back in and edit that one more time. For some reason it pushed it back. There we go. Oopsie. Let's bring it forward one more time. Hit save. Hopefully this doesn't mess up. There we go. Okay, so this flyer looks good. If you want the JPEG of this to post on Facebook or Instagram, once again, you can just save this. You can also print this one, but of course the resolution won't be as great as the PDF. But I'd say for emailing and posting to social media, you can definitely save this piece on the left, and that'll be, more than good enough. For print, you can go ahead and click on this Download PDF button. And that will actually save the PDF of this file to your computer for free. Perfect. So you can see this is a bit bigger. You can zoom in and it won't get all distorted. So this is, of course, is much better for print. You can email this PDF, put it on your iPad, print it out, do whatever you want with it. They do also have print options through Market Leader. I don't know too much about this. I don't know like turnaround time, quality, what have you. But you do have that option. I usually tell people like just download the PDF, and if you want to print this, go to Staples, go to Office Max, maybe even just buy a nice pack of paper. I'm sure your office has a decent printer, and you can do that rather than having to pay for this because 51 cents a piece is pretty expensive. So yeah, that's a little bit about creating a print flyer or a property piece. Like I said, we do have a video on So like since this is a print one, we don't have that email button. We do have a video on emailing print pieces. So if you guys need help with that, let us know and we can send over a video. It explains it really, really well, and it's not too complicated. We try and make it easy for you guys. So last thing I'd like to go over, we'll go back to search and go back to the Marketing Center. I'm actually going to go to the Design Library, and a lot of people ask us for listing presentations, so I want to go over that really quick before we wrap up today. So we're over here in the search options box. We're in Design Library, so that means we're searching all of the designs that are currently available to us. I have all of these boxes checked, and we're in all collections just so we can see everything that's available. So I'm going to type in listing presentation and hit search. And this is going to bring up a few different options for us. So we have a listing presentation for individuals and teams. There's also a pre-listing presentation for individuals and teams, and a pre-listing presentation letter. That is a mouthful. But a lot of times people will call us and ask for listing presentations, so I'll just go in here really quick and show you guys how we can create this. Alright, a guide to selling your home. We do have to go in and personalize this before we download it. So let's click on that personalize button. Alright, so this is going to bring us into the first page. Really the only thing you truly have to personalize is on this first page. Down below it has our name, address, what have you, but then over here it says prepared for client name. So you definitely don't want it to say client name, you want to put in your client's name. I'll just put in my name. Perfect. Prepared for Bailey Smith, compliments of, that is you. Over here you put your name there. That looks good. So this is page one. Of course, you can do whatever you want with this. Change out the logo, change the text. What I did before, I thought this was really cute. I changed the background on here. Maybe I didn't want red. That beautiful color red. I do this a lot. I always use this like rectangle feature. So you have to change the background color and the border color. So let's just make it like this pretty seafoam greeny kind of color, Tiffany blue. There we go. Yeah, so then you can just go through the whole thing. This is page one. Over here on the right, you can scroll through and go through the different pages. So this is pretty generic. So you can choose whether you want to update this or not. But yeah, I'd say just look through here, make sure that this info looks good to you. You can change out stuff. Maybe you don't like this page at all, and you want to add in your own info, you can do that. One thing though, there isn't a way, unfortunately, on these to add or remove pages. So if you want to do that, you would kind of have to edit this outside on your own, whether that is like using a website like PDF Split. That's a free website. You can split this into individual pages when you're done with it, and then delete certain pages out of it and then put it all back together. If you needed like blank pages, I would probably like make a copy of this and maybe take out the content from one page and then edit this on your own, maybe in like Word or something, I'm not sure. But just a heads up, so you can't add or remove pages from within eEdge. But go in here and make any changes that you would like. If this looks good to go, of course hit that save button. I think I have a bunch of listing presentations in here, so I'll do copy 5. Perfect. And then hit exit. Oops, see, it pushed that text underneath again. So I'm going to go back in, fix this really quick. Sometimes this is a little slow. Very slow. Okay, I'm just going to delete this because I don't really want to monkey with it right now. Hit save. All right, perfect. So now you can see that this download PDF button is clickable. So you can download this, download the whole PDF, put it on your iPad, email it, put it on like PowerPoint, put it up on your TV or your computer. Do whatever you need to do to present this to your client. They once again offer print options. I don't really know the quality or turnaround time with these, but I'm sure, you know, we used to have in my old office, we had our own printing and binding station. So I would check with your office to see if they offer that, but I know you can go to any like office or printing store and they offer binding options as well. But like I said, this also works as a digital copy, so you can put this on a tablet, computer, TV, email it, what have you. So yeah, that's a little bit about making a listing presentation. I believe that is all we're going to go over today. So I know we kind of went through a lot with creating marketing in myKW, but we're actually going to wrap up for today. Thank you guys for joining us. I know we're getting close to a nice long holiday weekend, so I hope everybody enjoys that, and we'll be back next week. Thank you guys. Have a great day.